Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is David. In today's video, I'll be sharing with you yet another S3 bucket tutorial on how to set up a static website within your VPC. I observed this setup with this block from AWS, and basically it uses an ALB, and the traffic goes through a S3 VPC endpoint, and it set up the website from the S3 bucket itself. So let me go to my diagram. So basically what we're going to have is an S3 we're going to have an S3 bucket that has the index.html, and it'll be something like this. Let me run this. Okay, it'll be something like this. Then if it doesn't exist, if there's no page to read, we should have this pop up, or maybe a scaled down version. So what we have here is an S3 bucket. Because of my recent interview on infrastructure and Terraform, I've already pre-configured everything and running it through Terraform. So I'm just gonna run through what I've set up. So we have the S3 bucket here. And if you notice, it has a .com to make things easy for me. We have the index and error.html. Okay, this blog post that AWS has shown, it doesn't share anything about if, let's say, if the user click on any other links that doesn't exist in the page, it doesn't show whether there's an error 404 and stuff like this. So I've included this error.html within this S3 bucket, and later I'll show you how we can configure it to redirect the users to an error 404 page if the links doesn't exist. Let's go here. Okay, so I already shown you the S3 bucket, and you'll be running through a VPC endpoint. Let's see. Let's hope they are already running. Okay, great. So you see I've set up a endpoint for an S3, so all the traffic will be running through here. And we also have a application load balancer, and let me show you what I did in the Amazon Route 53. Okay, so I've created a private hosted zone that has the same name as the S3 bucket, and I've created an A record that points to the ALB, and I've already created an Amazon EC2 that we can use to see the website. So let me show you how it's done. So basically there's an EC2 instance, and if you click this website, it should redirect to the, okay, it doesn't exist for HTTPS. If the user clicks anything that doesn't exist, it will show a scaled down version of the 404. Go through one by one. So basically we have created an S3 bucket. Let me show you something. So I disable the S3 static web hosting, so it's definitely not using this version, these features, and we enable the block or public access, so it's not accessible outside of the network. Next, I've created the VPC endpoint. We need this VPC endpoint. Let me show you why. Notice that we have these two subnet that is created for this S3 VPC interface endpoint. We need these two. Why? Because in this design here, we need to have the listener, and the listener will be the two IP address that I shared just now. See? So let's go to the load balancer. Let's start with the first one, the rule. So basically, if the user click anything that has a slash, it will get redirected to this URL, and this URL have the variables here and the port and append and index.html. That's why when you notice when I key in the URL, it appends the URL with an index.html. And after that, there's a HTTP status code 301, which is a redirect. So why do we need a redirect? Because it goes to the target group, and this is where the IP address of the subnet comes into play. Let me show you. So notice these two IP address, 192.168.1.126 and 192.168.2.253. They are the IP address of the subnet where I use it for the S3 interface endpoint. If you forgot, let me show you again. See, let me set an example. Okay, so this is crucial because we need the traffic to redirect to this subnet. Next, we need to handle the 404. So, oh yeah, I forgot. If let's say your website has CSS and PNG and image files, let me show you. And this is an image file, and all these are running with CSS. You need to ensure that your rules are has catered for it. So we have this index/index.html, and also this directory, anything inside this assets directory, and anything inside this css.star, and anything inside this CSS, then it will get redirected to this target group. Else you will see a 403 error where it doesn't exist on your website. Next, like I mentioned, to handle the 404 error, you need to put a rule that shows that anything else with a wildcard of star, anything else, it will get redirected to this 404 page, which is basically temporarily HTML. But if all else fails, you get redirected to this my target group with the. I've never really understand whether this one comes into play, because I only know that it stops here and it stops here. So I'm just gonna leave this here. See whether it works. Where do I start now? So I've explained the IP address of the S3 interface VPC endpoint, and I also explained that we set up a private hosted zone with the same name as the S3 bucket, and we created an A record and point it to the DNS of the ALB, and we also included the IP address of the subnet, and we are able to see the 404. What if I remove the last default rule? Will it work? Oh, I can't, because this is the default rule. I hope you like this tutorial so far. I made it very fast because I forced myself to create this tutorial based on Terraform, and the reason why I created it based on Terraform is because I need to understand more about Terraform for my next interview. Yeah, I hope you I hope you like this video. If you got any questions, please leave in the comments below, and I'll try my best to get back to you.